Initiatives such as the STEM projects have impacted our school in lots of amazing ways. It really fits into our model of integrated learning by demonstrating to students authentically how things do integrate together and how you need them to counteract and balance and work together.
So we've been studying food and fibre production this term in Year 6 and looking at sustainable farming practices. I've asked the students to design a greenhouse that will extend the growing season in Walcha. So we started by designing the prototype using paddle pop sticks and then eventually clad it with the material of their choice. The idea was they could figure out which cladding material would be the most effective in retaining heat in the greenhouse.
We chose to do our cladding red because red is light and dark. We did it so it could conduct and insulate.
So we saw an opportunity where we could use the microbits to record the temperature inside the greenhouse, as well as having a control microbit measuring the temperature outside the greenhouse as well.
Temperature outside should be lower than the one inside the greenhouse, otherwise our greenhouse isn't working properly.
So our data is collected in Excel and it's in 2 columns. So there's the one where there's the time and the one where it's the temperature.
After the students had recorded all that data on the microbit, they could then download it into an Excel spreadsheet and then create a graph, which meant that they could visualise and interpret the data more easily.
The major considerations when developing STEM projects are that you're not rigid in your planning. If you plan too tightly, then the decision making is taken away from the students, so they still need to have ownership of those decisions for it to be as beneficial as what a STEM project could be. Understand that you need to achieve what you need to achieve in the time that you're given. You don't get an endless amount of time to solve a problem in the real world, so in our classroom model we're not going to go on and on and on to solve a problem, because really it's the thought processes and the thinking and how you change your ideas and adapt it that is the learning part of it, not necessarily the end product.
I noticed really high student engagement in the entire process, actually, from start to finish, because they had a very clear objective and a very clear problem that they needed to solve. I noticed a lot of students were really engaged with and interested in the engineering side of constructing the greenhouse and thinking about the strength and the function of each part of the greenhouse.
Half of it is PVA glue, half of it is hot glue, because we did a test to see which one it is, and it's different. Sometimes the PVA glue works best and sometimes the hot glue works best.
And then I noticed there were some kids that were really interested in the coding side of things and that they could be extended in that.
I was worried my greenhouse was going to get too high, so I installed a flap as well to open, to let air out and to stop the plants from burning. The flap moves by a servo motor which is coded on degrees, which tells it, like, say 180 degrees, it turns it all the way open. At 45 degrees, it just turns it open a little bit.
The impacts of these projects on our school in particular, we have many facets that it's addressed. First one is personally, teachers taking a challenge themselves and stepping out of their comfort zone. The second one is the students, and i.e. the best part about it is the engagement level. You don't have to work really hard to get them to learn. The third one is the staff. Staff want to actually be a part of it because it's exciting, and so therefore it has meaning to the new syllabus and they understand it and can apply it to other subjects. And the last one is the leadership. The leadership team can see the value of the projects that we are doing, and so therefore add time and money to it, which makes it then easier for staff to implement.
It's given our students lots of opportunities to work really critically and creatively, to work collaboratively, and they're things that we really value for our students because we believe it gives them the skills that they need now as learners, but it also gives them the skills that they need to go out into the world. It gives them a great pathway.